Hey, this is Dave, and I'm back with some more no fluff online marketing tactics. My goal is to bring you exactly what's working right now in terms of the online marketing space so that you can apply what's working and grow your business. In this video, we're going to take a walk through the new Facebook professional mode and help you make a decision. Should you be using Facebook professional mode, or should you keep the regular Facebook profile turned on? I'm gonna give you a hint, there is a downside of turning on Facebook professional mode. So you're gonna wanna watch this video and make a decision. Is Facebook Pro mode right for you? Let's dive in. So as you've probably seen, Facebook has been rolling out Facebook professional mode for your Facebook profile. And basically it replaces your typical Facebook personal profile with this new professional mode. And maybe you've heard about this and you've wondered, well, what exactly is professional mode? And is this something that I need for my business? But before we dive in and take a look at Facebook professional mode, it's really important to understand, why is Facebook launching this? Why is it pushing professional mode in the first place? And the main reason is because Facebook has seen that other platforms are giving people an opportunity to create video and to monetize their videos. And so Facebook sees that YouTube creators like the fact that they can create video and make money from those videos. Same with TikTok and other platforms. And so Facebook is coming in and saying, hey, we want you to come and stay on Facebook, and we want to give you an opportunity to make money off the videos, specifically Facebook Reels, that you create for the Facebook platform. And so that's one of the reasons why Facebook Professional Mode exists, and we'll look at exactly what that means for making money in just a second. The other reason is Facebook has seen that business owners have long been using their personal profiles to promote their business, to grow their businesses. Facebook used to dislike this. It used to want all of our business activity to be on business pages, but it's seen the writing on the wall. People are using Facebook, their personal profiles, for business anyway. So instead of fighting them, Facebook realizes it's actually good for the Facebook platform. Let's give those types of people more tools so they can be more successful and continue to use Facebook. That's why Facebook Professional Mode was introduced in the first place. Now let's take a look at the pros and cons to determine, is this something that you should be using? What the differences are between Facebook Professional Mode and a regular personal profile. And then I'll walk you through the pros and cons, and you can make a decision. Should you turn on Professional Mode or not? So the first big difference is seen on your personal profile. And I'm gonna go over here to my personal profile. And when you turn on Professional Mode, first I'll show you how to do that. Up here in these three dots, if you click on this, you'll see that there's an opportunity here to turn on professional mode if you don't have it already turned on. You can see I already have mine turned on, so it says turn off professional mode. So this is where you can turn it on or turn it off. And this is important. If you do turn on professional mode, you're not locked in. You can easily flip back to the regular mode. However, as I'll talk about in a second, you will lose some key insights if you go over to professional mode and then decide to turn it off. So it's probably a better idea to decide, do you want to go with the professional mode route or not? So here's where you can turn it on. Once you've done that, I'm just going to scroll down and I'll take a look at a post that I created earlier today. Here's a post I created a couple hours ago, and you'll see when you have professional mode turned on, you start to get this underneath each of your posts. It says See Insights. And so this is the first major difference, is I'm going to click on See Insights. And now, similar to what we used to only see on business pages and to some degree inside of Facebook groups, now you can see a bunch of statistics about each of your individual posts that go on your personal profile. So in this case, I see post impressions, which is the number of times this particular post has gone into someone's newsfeed. And then I can see post reach. This is the number of individuals who have seen this post. And so you'll notice that the number is very similar. In this case, impressions is a little bit bigger. And this just means that 2 times, so you can see how this is 462 impressions, but only 460 people were reached. This just means that twice my post showed up in someone's newsfeed twice. So the same person saw it twice. That's why there's a difference between those numbers. And then you can see the post engagement. And down here, you can see a little breakdown of how the engagements came about, comments, reactions. And very importantly, we're going to come back and talk about this in a second, because this is very important down here. You can see, did your post cause someone to either hide your post or actually stop following your posts altogether? So hide all of your posts. In this particular instance, you'll see that no one hid this post and no one hid all my posts as a result of this post. But this is important. Remember, we are going to come back to this in a second. I'll show you why this is important. So the first major difference is that you're going to have access to insights, like I just showed you. The second main difference, I mentioned this earlier, is that when you start creating Facebook Reels, you can now monetize your Reels very similar to the way that you could monetize Shorts on YouTube. And so that is the second difference between professional mode and your regular personal profile. You can't monetize video on your regular Facebook profile. The third difference is when you turn on professional mode, you're gonna have access to this. It says view tools, and it'll actually take you over to what's called a professional dashboard. And there's a lot of cool things in here. We're gonna walk through this in a second. It's more statistics, it's more analytics. It allows you to figure out what your audience wants and to make sure that you're building your audience with the right people. But before we dive into this, I wanna mention a fourth difference, and this could be a big one for you. In order to have professional mode turned on, your profile has to be set as being public. In fact, when you turn on professional mode, automatically Facebook sets your profile as public. And that means that anyone can follow you, anyone can come and see your stuff. It doesn't mean that all of your posts have to be fully public. So I'll show you an example. Even with professional mode turned on, I'm just gonna go back to my profile here. You'll see that when you have professional mode turned on, you can still hand select certain posts that you can turn off it being a public post. So let's just use this one here. You can see this one, tons of engagement on this one. But imagine if I wanted to hide this from the world, I can click on these three dots and I can go down and edit my audience, and I can choose to narrow the audience who sees a particular post. But as a whole, my profile being in professional mode is automatically made public. And so you do need to make a decision. Are you okay with that being true for your profile? Now let's talk about some of the pros and cons. I'm gonna go back over here into my dashboard, my professional dashboard, and I just wanna walk you through some of the pros that I find very helpful of having professional mode turned on. So the first thing here, I see a little bit of a summary, but I'm gonna go through these tabs over here on the left-hand side, and let's take a look at profile. Now this is showing statistics for any post that you made since you turned on professional mode. So in my case, I just turned professional mode on. It just became available in my geographic region. So I just turned it on. So I'm just starting to accumulate some stats here, but it's very helpful already. I can see that my posts have reached almost 2,200 people, all for free. And so if you're growing your business on Facebook, this is important to know how much reach are you getting. Also, I can see how much engagement have my posts gotten. And this is very important because it's an eye-opening statistic here. If your posts, imagine we're reaching a big audience. So let's say your posts were reaching 2,000 people, similar to here, and you'd only received 200 engagements. What does that say? That would indicate that your message, your posts, aren't a good match for your audience, because when your audience sees those posts, they're not engaging. And so this is a good clue as to whether your content is matching your audience. We call this a message market match. If your message matches your market, you're gonna get more engagement. That's why this statistic here, this number is very important. Also very important, you're gonna see this here. You're gonna notice that you have a tally of how many new people followed you. Remember, this is people who are following you on your personal profile. It's not friends, it's in addition to friends. So I'm actually gonna go back over here and I'll show you the result of this. It allows you to build a substantially bigger audience than you could with your regular personal profile. So notice down here, first I'm gonna go and show you my friends. I'm almost maxed out. I'm always maxed out close to about 5,000 friends. But notice this, that I have now 6,700 followers in addition to those 5,000 friends. So put those two together and now I have an audience of about 12,000 people through my personal profile. This is important because your followers is unlimited. And so back over here in our dashboard, I can see that from my most recent posts, I've gained 25 new followers. So again, this goes back to message market match. If you're putting out a message that matches your market, you're gonna get more and more followers. Good indicator right here. And then I can see the types of interactions I'm getting. Remember back, I said to remember this, remember I mentioned that the professional mode allows you to see who has hidden your posts and who has unfollowed you, hidden all of your posts. And you can see down here, the cumulative stats. So out of the posts that professional mode has tracked for me, there are 3 people who have decided, I don't like what Dave's posting. Therefore, instead of unfriending Dave, maybe they're worried they're going to offend me or they think it's rude. Instead of unfriending me, they've hidden all my posts. This is bad news because you can imagine if my audience starts filling up with more and more people who are hiding all of my content, then I'm maxing out my friends, but none of these friends are seeing my posts anymore. It's going to hurt my Facebook algorithm. And so it's really important that I want to minimize this number. Now, when I see this number here, 3 people have decided to hide all my posts. Notice I don't know who these people are, but there is a workaround. We use a tool that allows us to identify who these people are and remove them from our audience so they're not taking up space and they're not hurting our Facebook algorithm. So you can see a lot of cool data here on your profile tab. Let's go take a look at the post tab. Here you're gonna see a list of all of your posts since you turned on professional mode where there have been statistics that have been gathered. And you can see down here, like I said, I just recently turned on professional mode. And so some of my posts haven't gathered any data, but very interesting. We can see a post like this. I'll click on this particular post here. You can see this particular one had 1,400 impressions, almost 1,400 people reached, 196 people engaged. And then I can see what types of engagements I got. And did this particular post turn off anyone in my audience? In this case, one person saw this and said, I've had enough of Dave. And remember, I've got a trick here that's going to help me find who that person is and get them out of my audience. I don't want to waste my audience space on those people who aren't interested in what I have to share. So that shows you under post the kind of data and the advantages you have by turning on professional mode. Now let's go over to audience, because not only can we see is our message matching our market, we can also see who's in our audience. This is very helpful to me as I can see statistics not only by age demographic, and so you can see my big sweet spot is men, 54% of my audience is men, but specifically men between the ages of 25 and 34. That's the biggest segment of my personal audience. And you can do the same thing. You can take a look at this and ask yourself, am I reaching the right type of people? If not, then you simply need to change where it is that you're bringing in leads to your audience, which is very easy to do. Again, I'll talk about that in a second. You can also see down here what countries you're targeting. And not surprisingly, I live in Canada, so I've got a big audience in Canada, a big audience in the United States. You can take a look at this and say, am I targeting the people who are in the right countries for the products and services that I'm offering? And so these are all advantages of having professional mode turned on. You would never know this if you didn't have it turned on. So those are the pros. Well, what about the cons? And really there are two cons that I found as I've been playing around with this. The first con could be a con if you don't want to have your profile set as being public to everyone. And I just want to caveat this, even if you're not using professional mode, if you're building your business using Facebook, you should have your profile set to public anyway. You want the most number of people to see your posts. You want to increase your engagement. You want to increase your ability to reach new people. And so you really should consider putting your profile to set to public regardless of whether or not you're using professional mode. So that could be seen as a con if you want to keep your profile hidden. But I question, are you really going to build your business with Facebook if you've got a profile hidden anyway? So is that a con? I'm not so sure. There is a real con that does annoy me about professional mode. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to go over here and take a look at my notifications. So I'm going to click up here on notifications. And before I turned on professional mode, I had a really helpful filter up here that showed unread notifications versus all notifications. And you can try this out on your own Facebook profile. And so it was really helpful because I could click on the button that said only unread notifications. And then Facebook would sort all of my notifications based on those that have this little blue dot that show that it's unread. Why does this matter? And you might say, no big deal. This is a big deal for me, someone whose entire business is built on Facebook. I like to keep notifications marked as unread as a reminder that I want to come back to them. Now, since I turned on professional mode, I can't sort by unread. So you can imagine, let's just say there was a notification way down here. Let's say this one from Monica was a really important notification. I wanted to come back to it, and so I left it as unread. But now, because I can't sort my notifications, I literally have to scroll down and make sure that I didn't miss any notifications. Again, depending on the type of business that you run, maybe that's a big deal, maybe it's not a big deal. In my case, it is annoying. I wish that I had that filter built in, but I much prefer having all the data, all the insights that come along with professional mode. So you can make that decision for yourself and for your own business. Now, I want to be fully transparent here because I mentioned about how I find people who aren't engaging with my content and people who are unfollowing my posts and how I get rid of them. I use a tool that's outside of Facebook. This tool is called Unipro, and it's amazing. It does all of our Facebook marketing for us. It automates so many things on Facebook, such as finding people who have unfollowed your posts and are no longer engaging, they're not interested, finding those people and removing them from your audience so that your algorithm isn't hurt. It also fills up our audience with the right people, the right demographic, the right locations, the right interests, so that I know that when I put out content, there is that message and market match, huge engagement, which lets me know who are my best prospects. And so if you haven't checked out Unipro, you got to go check it out. Go over to unipro.com. It's been a game changer for our business. I know it will be for you as well. So that's what I have for you in this video. If this was helpful at all, give it a like. If you have any comments or questions about Facebook's professional mode, leave those below. I'm happy to help out. And like I said, if you haven't checked out Unipro yet, you got to do it. Go over to unipro.com. You can thank me later. It's going to be a game changer for your business. Thanks for checking out this video. I'll see you in the next video.